Someone performed voodoo at your door last night, and shockingly, that witch was your. My beloved child, before you breathe, before you move, before you even decide whether to believe what you are about to hear, listen closely, because what is unfolding around you is not random, not accidental, and not finished yet. Something unseen brushed against your life recently, something subtle enough to be missed, yet powerful enough to leave a trace. You felt it as a strange pause, a quiet pressure, a moment where the air itself felt different. This is not fear speaking to you. This is awareness awakening. There was an action taken near your threshold, a symbolic act meant to influence direction, timing, and outcome. Not through noise. Not through force. Through intention. The doorway of a home is not just wood and stone. It is a boundary. It is a decision point. It is where paths either enter or are turned away. What happened there was meant to shift your momentum without you noticing. That is why this message is reaching you now. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. You may be wondering how something so quiet could matter. Influence does not always arrive loudly. Sometimes it arrives wrapped in familiarity. Sometimes it wears a known face. The most shocking truth is not that an act was performed, but that the intention behind it came from someone who already knew your patterns, your routines, your hopes, and your weaknesses. Someone who had access not to your house, but to your trust. Pay attention to this next moment. There is a reason your attention feels pulled tighter right now. The energy that tried to settle at your door did not find permission to stay. That is important. Intent only works when it finds agreement. You did not give that agreement. Still, the attempt reveals something far more significant than the act itself. It reveals proximity. It reveals familiarity. It reveals that what tried to interfere came from closer than you ever imagined. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Think back carefully. There has been a person in your life whose words recently carried a different weight. Not harmful, not aggressive, just slightly misaligned. A pause where warmth used to be. A smile that arrived a second too late. These are not accusations. These are signals. Influence often hides behind concern. Control often hides behind care. And jealousy often hides behind advice. The reason this did not work is because you are not unguarded. Even when you felt tired. Even when you felt unsure. There is a protection around you that does not announce itself. It responds. It redirects. That is why the night passed quietly. That is why you woke up feeling alert instead of drained. The attempt failed, but the revelation remains. Now listen carefully. The person connected to this is not who you think at first glance. It is not a stranger. It is not someone distant. It is someone who once stood close enough to celebrate your progress and quietly resent it at the same time. Someone who knows your door not by address, but by memory. This is why the truth feels unsettling. Familiarity makes things feel safe, even when they are not aligned. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Nothing is being taken from you. In fact, the opposite is happening. What was hidden is being exposed. What was unclear is becoming sharp. The moment someone attempts to redirect your path without your consent, they reveal their own position. You are being shown who stands where in your life. Not through confrontation, but through clarity. You are not meant to react. You are meant to observe. Silence is your advantage right now. Awareness is your strength. The next few interactions you have will feel different because now you see. You will notice who listens and who measures. Who supports and who competes. Who celebrates your growth and who feels unsettled by it. This is not the end of the story. This is the opening of a door that was previously invisible to you. What tried to stand at your threshold could not enter, but it knocked loudly enough for you to finally hear. That is the real shift. That is the real power. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As this message settles, understand this clearly. You are not being warned to fear. You are being invited to recognize. Recognition changes everything. Once you see alignment, misalignment can no longer hide. Once you see intention, false closeness dissolves on its own. This is only the first layer. What comes next will explain why this attempt happened now, why the timing matters, and why the person connected to it is about to reveal themselves without realizing it. Remain present. Remain calm. Remain aware. Something big has already begun. My beloved child, there is a moment when truth stops whispering and begins to lean closer, and this is that moment for you. What you sensed earlier was only the surface, a ripple before the depth revealed itself. Now the picture sharpens, and what seemed confusing starts arranging itself with unsettling precision. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The attempt near your doorway was not driven by power, but by insecurity. It was not fueled by strength, but by comparison. Someone watched you quietly for a long time, noticing how things kept aligning for you even when circumstances said they should not. They noticed how you recovered faster than expected, how doors opened again after they appeared closed, how your name kept being mentioned in rooms you never entered. That observation slowly turned into discomfort. And discomfort, when left unattended, turns into intention. Here is the shocking truth that very few are ever told. Interference is usually attempted right before a breakthrough. Not after failure. Not during chaos. But right when clarity is approaching. That timing is never accidental. The person connected to this did not act because you were weak. They acted because you were becoming unmovable. Look carefully at your recent days. There were interruptions that made no sense. Small delays. Sudden changes of plan. Conversations that ended abruptly. These were not blocks. They were signals that something tried to slow you just enough to miss your own momentum. But you didn't stop. You adjusted. And that is why the attempt lost its grip. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What makes this even more surprising is the role familiarity played. Influence often hides behind routine. When someone knows your schedule, your habits, your pauses, they believe they understand your direction. But they underestimated one thing: your inner alignment. You move with intention even when you don't announce it. You sense shifts before they fully arrive. That awareness cannot be copied, studied, or borrowed. The person connected to this expected confusion. They expected hesitation. They expected you to feel unsettled without knowing why. Instead, you became more alert, more present, more grounded. That reaction alone changed everything. The moment awareness rises, false influence loses its place to stand. There is something else you must understand now. This was not about taking something from you. It was about redirecting attention. About hoping you would doubt yourself just long enough to step aside. That did not happen. And because it did not happen, the balance shifted back in your favor. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. From this point forward, patterns will expose themselves without effort. You will notice who mirrors your words without understanding them. Who asks questions not to learn, but to measure. Who suddenly becomes distant when you speak with certainty. This is not coincidence. This is alignment revealing contrast. Remain calm. Do not confront. Clarity does not need defense. Silence will do more than explanations ever could. The person connected to this will reveal themselves through behavior, not confession. Through inconsistency, not confrontation. What comes next is important. A moment is approaching where you will be offered a choice that looks ordinary on the surface. A suggestion. An invitation. A subtle nudge. That moment is where everything changes. When it arrives, you will know exactly what to do, because you will feel grounded instead of rushed. This story is far from over. The reason this reached you now is because the next phase requires awareness, not reaction. You are not behind. You are not threatened. You are exactly where you need to be. Stay present. Stay aware. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. My beloved child, something has shifted since the last moment you listened, and you can feel it even if you cannot yet explain it. The air around your decisions feels sharper, clearer, as if unseen noise has been stripped away. This is not imagination. This is the result of awareness taking its rightful place. What tried to touch your path revealed more than it intended, and now the truth is unfolding layer by layer. There is a reason your mind keeps returning to one specific memory, one interaction, one familiar presence that suddenly feels slightly out of alignment. That pull is not accidental. When intention is exposed, memory becomes louder. You are being guided to remember without forcing it, to notice without accusing, to see without reacting. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Here is the revelation most people never hear. Influence loses power the moment it is seen, but the one who attempted it often believes silence means success. They assume no reaction equals confusion. They assume calm equals ignorance. They are wrong. Your calm is clarity. Your silence is control. The person connected to this believed proximity gave them advantage. They believed familiarity granted access. What they did not understand is that closeness without alignment creates distance faster than honesty ever could. You do not need to push them away. They will reposition themselves naturally as truth becomes heavier to carry. Notice how certain conversations now feel forced. How certain advice sounds hollow. How certain gestures feel rehearsed. These are not flaws you are imagining. These are cracks forming where intention and authenticity no longer agree. And those cracks will widen on their own. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There is something else happening beneath the surface. Since the attempt failed, momentum has quietly returned to you. Opportunities that seemed delayed are realigning. Thoughts that felt scattered are settling into focus. Even rest feels deeper. This is not coincidence. When interference collapses, flow resumes. You may wonder why this happened through someone familiar instead of someone distant. The answer is simple and unsettling. Only someone close enough to observe growth feels threatened by it. Only someone who compares themselves to you feels unsettled by your progress. Distance does not breed envy. Proximity does. This does not mean everyone close to you is misaligned. It means one specific connection is struggling with what your growth reflects back to them. And instead of facing themselves, they tried to shift you. That attempt revealed more about them than it ever could about you. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. In the coming days, there will be a moment of exposure that looks ordinary. A slip of words. A sudden change in tone. A reaction that does not match the situation. That is where confirmation will arrive, not as drama, but as clarity. When it happens, you will not feel shocked. You will feel steady. That steadiness is your signal. Do not rush to label. Do not rush to explain. Truth does not need speed. It needs space. Give it space, and it will stand on its own. There is strength growing in you right now that cannot be influenced externally. It is the strength of discernment. The ability to recognize alignment without suspicion and misalignment without fear. That ability changes everything. Once you have it, nothing false can sit comfortably around you again. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. This part of the story is about understanding your position. You are not reacting to events anymore. You are observing patterns. You are not being pulled into emotion. You are standing in awareness. That shift alone places you ahead of anything that tried to interfere. What comes next will explain why this exposure was necessary, why the timing matters, and how what was meant to slow you has instead accelerated what is coming toward you. Remain present. Remain steady. Remain observant. The truth is moving closer now, and it will reveal itself without force. My beloved child, What you are sensing now is not tension, it is alignment settling into place, like pieces finally clicking after being out of order for far too long. This is the stage where truth no longer hides behind confusion. It begins to stand quietly in plain sight, waiting for you to notice without being told. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The attempt that was made did not fail quietly. It collapsed inward. And when something collapses inward, it reveals the structure that held it together. That structure was not strength. It was assumption. The assumption that you would remain unaware. The assumption that familiarity would protect intention. The assumption that silence meant blindness. Every one of those assumptions has now broken. You may feel a strange calm right now, almost unexpected. That calm is not emptiness. It is certainty forming. When uncertainty leaves, it does not leave noise behind. It leaves space. And in that space, clarity becomes unavoidable. There is something deeply important you must understand at this point. The person connected to this did not intend to harm you openly. They intended to redirect you quietly. They hoped you would question yourself just enough to slow down. Just enough to doubt your instincts. Just enough to step off your own timing. That did not happen. Instead, you became more aware than ever. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Now observe how the dynamic has already begun to change. Their presence feels different. Their words feel measured. Their reactions feel delayed. This is not guilt you are sensing. It is imbalance. When someone realizes their influence no longer works, they lose their footing. That loss shows itself in subtle ways. You are seeing those ways now. What makes this moment powerful is not exposure, but choice. You are not being pushed to confront. You are being positioned to transcend. Silence, when guided by clarity, becomes protection. Observation, when grounded, becomes strength. Very soon, there will be an interaction that feels like a test. It will appear harmless, casual, familiar. But it will carry a subtle pull, an attempt to reassert closeness, to regain influence, to confirm whether you noticed anything at all. This is where awareness matters most. You will not need to respond differently. You will simply remain grounded. That alone will speak louder than any words. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Here is the once-in-a-lifetime truth most people never realize. When someone tries to interfere and fails, the power they tried to access transfers back to the one they underestimated. That transfer has already begun. You may feel it as renewed confidence, sharper intuition, or an unshakable sense of direction. That is not coincidence. That is restoration. Nothing is being taken from you. Everything that belongs to you is returning into alignment. Momentum. Focus. Peace. Even opportunities that felt distant are quietly adjusting their course toward you again. This story was never about fear. It was about revelation. About understanding who stands where in your life when growth becomes visible. About recognizing that not everyone who stands close stands aligned. And that recognition does not weaken you. It strengthens you. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As this part closes, know this with absolute certainty. You are no longer moving through uncertainty. You are moving through clarity. What comes next will not require effort. It will require presence. The final pieces are preparing to reveal themselves, and when they do, you will not feel surprised. You will feel confirmed. Remain calm. Remain observant. Remain steady. The truth is now fully awake. My beloved child, the moment you are standing in now is not loud, not dramatic, yet it is decisive, like the final turn of a key that was already placed in the lock long ago. What you understand now cannot be undone, unseen, or forgotten, and that is why everything ahead of you will begin to move differently. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The silence you feel is not emptiness. It is completion. When an unseen attempt fails and is fully exposed, it does not echo outward. It dissolves inward. And when it dissolves, it leaves behind one undeniable truth: you were never meant to be moved from your path. You were meant to recognize who was standing beside you for the wrong reasons. Now listen carefully, because this is where the story turns from revelation into power. The person connected to what happened no longer holds influence, not because you confronted them, but because awareness replaced assumption. Influence only survives in shadows. Once light enters, it fades without resistance. You may notice something surprising in the days ahead. That person will begin to distance themselves, not dramatically, but naturally. Fewer messages. Less curiosity. A quiet retreat masked as busyness. This is not your doing. This is the result of misalignment no longer being able to hide. When control fails, withdrawal follows. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Here is the truth that changes everything. What was meant to slow you has accelerated your clarity. What was meant to confuse you has sharpened your discernment. What was meant to quietly interfere has loudly confirmed your position. This is why your confidence now feels calm instead of forced. This is why your decisions feel grounded instead of rushed. You are entering a phase where your presence alone sets boundaries. You will not need to explain yourself. You will not need to justify distance. You will not need to prove awareness. Your energy will speak before words ever do. There is something else unfolding that you must be ready to recognize. A door you were not actively seeking will begin to open. An opportunity, a connection, or a realization that feels aligned without effort. This is not coincidence. When interference leaves, alignment rushes in to fill the space. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. This entire experience was not sent to frighten you. It was sent to refine you. To show you that your intuition is reliable. That your calm is powerful. That your growth is visible. And that not everyone who applauds you wants you to advance. You are no longer guessing. You are no longer sensing vaguely. You know. And knowing is freedom. From this point forward, your life will feel quieter, clearer, and more intentional. The noise has served its purpose and has no place to remain. As this part closes, hold this truth steady within you. Nothing touched your future. Nothing altered your path. Nothing took from you. What tried to stand at your door left empty-handed, and what stands with you now is clarity, protection, and forward motion.